I'm just trying to see how little ice time Haley has.
He had 0 shifts in the third period.
Yeah.
That's the appropriate amount.
Was on point, man.
Well, it was the honest answer.
Killing me, Smo.
5:25 for Haley, if anyone was curious.
Oh. And we still won.
Wait, we're live?
That's an important 5 minutes.
Detroit game. That's almost as bad as Joaquin Ryan.
Wait, what?
Oh. Yeah, Joaquin Ryan had a big fat 0 tonight.
Wait, we are live.
Yeah, but you look at the last play, I think it was 30 of 5 replay. Let me throw on the screen. Wow, that's absurd. For a defenseman. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I already tweeted it out, but.
Yeah? We're good? We're live? Ish?
We're professionals here.
There we go. I think we are live. Good afternoon, Sharks fans. It is Saturday. It is Saturday, March 9th, 2019. The San Jose Sharks pull off another dramatic victory, 3-2 in overtime to the St. Louis Blues. Welcome to this live edition of Teal Town After Dark. Well, it usually is live anyway, but we're live at the Tank here at Teal Town USA Day at the Tank. Let's hear it from all of our crew.
There's a lot of them.
I love the delayed response there, folks. Right.
Yeah, someone hold up the applause.
Yes.
Make some noise. But yeah, there's proof that it's not just us with a bunch of sock accounts. There are people who in the chat, real people. So
yes,
here we go.
Yes, there are people here that actually have watched our show, and it's amazing and great to see them in person. Not the least of which we see Laurel, Jessica, Jerry, Cheryl, Christine. What is this, romper room? I'm doing this now? What the heck? But if you are in the chat, we'll get to you in just a jiffy. But if you want to be a part of the show, you know how to do this. Join us in the chat on the YouTube page or on the app, or hit us on the Twitter machine at Tealtown USA. But, of course, follow us on the social, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube. Smash that YouTube button. Ring that bell. We welcome the 1,226 subscribers to you. The whole crew is here. We will get to you in just a jiffy. We have Rocket, Kevin, and Alex in attendance. Landy is on assignment. He's our backup plan just in case this stream goes to the crapper.
In case we took your internet with us, yeah.
Well, and you know the weird thing is right now it's live on mobile, but it's not live on the web for some reason.
Well, that's a good thing.
I love when technology works.
I'm seeing it on mobile. Dude, somebody, Andy Man, $2.
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
was told Andy, man, he used to have a couple singles, just come up to AJ, drop them there. Yeah.
Could happen.
So while we make sure that we are on
This one
properly.
is definitely getting edited in post, which is not a normal thing for us.
No, I see it on here. I see it on here. We are live. All right, so as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey. All right, so the Sharks come into town. Winner against Montreal. What else is new? They beat Montreal and San Jose. Whatever.
I mean, I think I was a minor last time. That didn't happen. So.
I think, let's see, 99, I was just getting out of school and failing madly. But beside the point, 3:01 into the game, Pavelski gets hooked up by Edmondson. That sets up a power play. Nothing there going on. Then later on, Sorensen doesn't like what the Blues were handling to him, so the cross check, he gets called for 8:48. That sets up the power play goal by Pat Maroon. No, not Pat Falloon. Pat Maroon, his third of the season on the power play from Parayko and Dunn to make it 1-0. What did you think of that, Chris? I thought Jones was a little out.
little out. I mean, I think it was a little bit of the story of the first 40 minutes or so. Is the Sharks played really well at evens. They got in some penalty trouble, and that's really what cost them a lot in this game. It wouldn't have been nearly as close otherwise, I think.
Amanda throwing down $4.99.
Fancy.
Apparently
Is that
next
Shorthouse
door,
fun?
That's last call. So if you need something to drink now, guys, go get it really quick. And there goes half of our audience.
And there will be no super chat money.
Yes, for sure. So Maroon makes it 1-0 on the power play goal, and definitely a lot of special teams happening here today. Ah, jeez.
Here, you can donate to the super chat now because you screwed up. You said
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You think how much money AJ would have to pay if there was a swear jar and we had to donate to the super chat since the beginning?
you.
We're in the tank, AJ.
Oh, I'm sorry. F you.
There you go. 11:04. It's a Sharks game now. Kevin LeBanc takes a penalty. A high sticking on Parayko at 11:04. Thankfully, the Blues didn't do much off of that one.
Yep, they managed to. Yeah. I'm used to having my notes on my monitor here, and it's different having an actual set of people watching me.
Right? It's like, okay, there's actually people watching us, not literally watching us.
I can't look at my monitor and trying to.
Yep. So, getting on to that one, moving onward, 16:23, the Sharks are on a power play thanks to a penalty to Edmondson again. He was holding Pavelski's stick. TMI. That sets up Timo Meier, buries it in, 25th of the season from Joe Thornton and Tim Heed, tying this game at 1-1. Timo time, indeed.
Timo time, and also Thornton, I believe, is now tied for 14th all-time, I think that's why I saw up on the monitor. He is now 14th all-time in points.
It was something like
was
that,
it?
right, AJ?
Was it points or assists?
Okay, sorry.
But $2 from Skyler. Oh, Skyler, $2 for my swear jar. Fuck yeah.
Oh, jeez.
That was the second one. So you spend it all.
Do it all in one place.
Yeah, and apparently somebody is missing Kayla today. I apologize, Laurel, for that. So forgive us. We can't allow cats in the Shark Tank, at least not until the playoffs in round 2. Preferably if we're playing Nashville again. You know.
Instead, we brought a substitute for the angry AJ.
Yes, angry AJ Tree. Even though AJ's right here, angry AJ Tree. What did you think of the game so far?
Meh.
All right, moving on. So Meyer gets his 25th, and just as the period is closing down, Timo time times 2, 1933 on a sweet backhander. Well, of course, they're all sweet backhanders, right? Am I saying Timo time once again makes it 2-1 San Jose after one period of play from Couture and Hurdle. Man, has he stepped it up this year.
Ooh, yeah. No, that was beautiful goal by Timo. And he's picking up. I know he had quite a lull in there. I don't recall his off the top of my head, but I know he had all those goals at the beginning of the season, kind of had a lull. Picking it up now, right around the right time. You know, it's end of season. Hopefully we see a lot of Timo time in the playoffs.
We can only hope. It looks promising to see what this team has occurred this year. What is it, 7 20-goal scorers, crowd? 7, is it? Yeah.
It's at least 6. Might be 7, yeah.
Yeah, we're getting the 7, and who
So happy we prepared for this.
Yeah. But Timo Meier gets on a 4-game goal streak. Hurdle with the assist is a 30-goal, 60-point guy for the first time in his career. So moving onward to the second period, and from the second period onward, not much. Not much to say, to be quite honest here. Tomas Hurdle takes a penalty late in the period at 19:35. Unfortunately, Braden Shen, not Luke, gets an unassisted goal at 19:57, ties this game up at 2-2. What did you take from the second here? Because it seemed like everything. It was like a fast second ever since that.
Yeah, that goal was probably the worst part of that period for the Sharks. 'Cause after then, I think it took a while before St. Louis even got another shot. Sharks started taking over a little bit more on the possession, So I think it woke them up, got them going in the right direction. Not a lot of exciting stuff happened really for the rest of the game. It was pretty. It was there.
Yeah, and it was 16-14 in shots after that. Then things started to get a little crazy here in the third period. The Sharks outshot the Blues 15-4 in that third frame. No penalties, no goals. I will say late in regulation, and hopefully I don't get snickered here, but Nyquist hits the post with the shot with a minute to go. You can't hear me? We're doing it live! I will! Is that better, AJ?
Yeah, AJ's just like. Oh, okay. Well, I'll try and keep closer to the mic and enunciate.
We'll speak louder and carry a big mic. Yes, that's
First time I've ever done this. Give me a break.
right. So,
In a couple years from now, we'll be all equipmented out. We'll have all the full PA and everything,
yes.
hopefully. But
so that's where the swear jar and the Shorthouse impersonation fund comes from. And the nice fern.
it's quality.
All right, moving onward into overtime. Back and forth play. I thought Jones had a couple of nice saves there at the end, but then Kevin LeBanc with a nice tip from Couture and Hurdle at 3:21 into overtime. And guess what? The Sharks win and are currently first place in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
The Sharks win 3-2. A huge win against a Blues team that's been on a roll lately.
Yeah, they've been playing strong, and I mean, it wasn't that surprising after that third they had where they did everything but score. They did everything but win that game, so it wasn't that surprising that they succeeded in overtime. And yeah, it's a big win in the standings, big win against a team that's pretty dang good right now.
Yeah, and
I know last time, I think it was last time we talked to them or we saw them, they weren't doing so hot. Our good friend Kurt Price of Let'sGoBlues.com, I remember they were feeling quite down the dumps about Allen and everything that was happening around their team, probably back in January, December time frame.
right, and we had talked to Let's Go Blues Radio right after the All-Star break, AJ and I, and
I think, if I remember correctly, I do believe Let's Go Blues Radio now has to, wear a Teal Town USA shirt on their next cast after today's win? I think.
Oh, we have a bet with them today?
yeah, we have a bet with them. So
Nice.
what happened was we had a bet with them after we were talking about the All-Star weekend, and I guess we have to order a bunch of Teal Town shirts again. Oh, darn. We'll work it on it, Andy. Hang on. But yeah, so they have to. We have to ship them a Teal Town shirt in the very near future.
$20.
So,
Pay for it.
where are they? The
we can
lower
gift
bowl
to them.
people?
We'll,
Oh
we'll
my
be
goodness.
nice.
Final stats for this one: 33-19 in favor of San Jose. The Blues owned the face-off circle, 60-40 in that one, and then
Yeah, I wish this is where I like being at home and watching on TV because I can track the stats as I go. Because a lot of times face-offs, I like them more when early on, especially when games are close. Games there's a lot of time left, but yeah, they did pretty well in the face-off circle. A lot of special teams today. Blues going 2 for 3, Sharks going 1 for 2.
Angry AJ Tree.
Should just get a selfie with that thing.
seriously, that's going to occur afterwards. But looking at the numbers this afternoon, I caught myself. Yes. Joe Thornton with an assist. We mentioned he's moving up on all-time lists, and he's still not one of the top 100 players in the NHL. Shame on you.
100.5. Oh, Skyler pouring one out for Dave B for $2.
Very nice.
Timo Meyer hits the 25-goal mark for the first time in his career with 2 goals on the afternoon. Couture and Hurdle with a couple of assists on there.
And
The
you
ice
know right where my eyes went on this stat sheet. Went right to see how many minutes did Haley have today. How many? He had 525. Low score.
He's the 5-minute man.
Yeah. I'm not going to get into the whole Haley debate today. Just saying it'd be nice if we could rest our better forwards a little bit more than the 5 minutes of those. But
It was a tight game, so I could see that they wanted to put out the top 9. So I could see where they were thinking about there.
Do you have access to the chat?
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just saying.
He's working
on
off.
the chat, Kayla better than Angry Tree.
Wow.
We need to do my official poll on this, but it might. I don't know. They're both very popular.
So that's what you have it right now. The Sharks are winners, and like we said, they are now in first place in the Pacific Division and in the Western Conference with 90 points. They pick up 41 wins so far, and all of them in regulation and overtime. That's a huge thing because Calgary also has 41 wins in regulation and overtime. So look out on that. They're both now even in games. Although, does Calgary play tonight? No.
Wow. Half this room is incredibly misinformed.
We have been not doing a
Yeah,
disservice.
they say the wisdom of the crowd. That's not a thing, I guess.
No.
So the Flames do not play today.
So we can enjoy this for a whole day and enjoy and celebrate with our beautiful Evander Kane and Chihuahua bobblehead, which kind of reminds me of my precious little Sharky in there. So I'm enjoying that one. Of course, later tonight, the San Jose Barracuda will take on the Bakersfield Condors. If you haven't made it out to the Shark Tank yet, get your tuckus here. Tickets are still available. Remember, first 4,000 fans get the Shimmick and Hurdle bobblehead as they will wear their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle jerseys tonight. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. That was honestly, I like a little bit in the Kane bobblehead, if I'm being totally honest.
For cheesy parcheesy.
That was the,
What the hell just happened?
that was the most puck guy saying that I've ever heard, and I've heard this guy for like 5 years now.
You would think you'd be used to it by now.
No, not really.
Though you should, along with me. Well, with my AOL connection.
Good evening,
Yeah,
Sharks fam.
No, that was 2 nights ago when I had 101 fever and tried to do a show. All right, so
Well,
AJ,
it doesn't quite work in a big room either.
All right. Get the hell out of here. All right. Dear Lord. All right, so after this, we do have a 2-game road trip going on, back-to-backs, Winnipeg and Minnesota. Winnipeg going to be hella tough. Hella. Of
Hella.
course. Hella.
We are in NorCal, so it has to be hella.
But you would think that Jones starts against the Jets, but they put Dell in for Minnesota because it is a back-to-back situation. Dell hasn't started in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I would think put Jones, put your starter against the better of the two teams, especially the first half. Yeah, it would make sense. But yeah, when was Dell's last start?
Sometime in 2016? No.
Like, wait,
When was Dell's last start? It seems like it's been. Stay away from my laptop. I will kill you.
I'm looking it up. Looking it up.
I will kill you. I will kill you. No, you can leave that one here. But no, you got Minnesota and Winnipeg. That's going to be the best part about this is the Sharks only have 3 back-to-backs left. Thank God they're what is it at this point? We have 16 games left and like 12 of them are at the tank.
Yeah, the majority are at home. I think like 2/3 roughly are at home.
And when I looked at strength of schedule, Calgary has like this much better overall strength of schedule. And how huge are those games versus Vegas and Calgary at the end of this month going to be? Huge.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah. And so if Calgary and Vegas, if Fleury can figure out a way to lose at some point, can we get a VIP room, some sort of like champagne room here? That would be kind of cool. Well, hold on. Is that Vegas game here? No, it's here, right? Yeah, we need to get him a different kind of champagne room where everything's just watered down and he doesn't play well because Fleury has been killing it lately.
But the AG, that's a back-to-back. Home to Vegas, home to Calgary. Yep.
And I just checked. Arundel's last start was against Detroit on February 24th. So it's been
a solid
about
start.
2.5 weeks. Yeah. But
Yeah. So
it
it seems pretty obvious. That's you got to go with Dell on Minnesota.
Definitely.
Yeah. So with that, I have 2 questions then. One of which, would you like to come on and share any information, or are you just auditing? I'm not sure if you would like to come and sit in the hot seat or no. Oh, 3 questions. 3 questions. I like 3 questions. Yeah, no, well, I'm going to let him sit down first. Sharks co-president John Tortora up in here.
Mike here?
Yeah.
What's up, AJ?
Probably
How are
will
you?
get a little closer.
How's
There you
that?
go. All right, we're all good.
First, I want to thank all of you for your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for following this guy. He follows me. I sit in. Yeah, I sit. And my wife is here. Say hello to my wife, Debbie.
Oh, the photos I have of him that he doesn't know about that have not been posted on social media yet.
We have we sit in section 116 the other night. I turn around, there's AJ in the row behind me. There's a TV timeout the other night during the game. I looked to next to me. There's AJ sitting on the steps until a blue coat came.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Said, get the hell out of here.
All right. So glad to be here, but I wanted to take the opportunity to thank you for your support for the Sharks and the Barracuda. Big Barracuda game tonight. They need a win.
In a big way.
Yes, struggling a little bit, but there's time left in the season. Good thing we had all those wins earlier in the year, but we appreciate your support. The Sharks look really good right now, but we still a lot of hockey left to play. 1 month. Regular season ends 1 month today, 4 Saturdays from now. And where's your teal jersey? Yeah.
But I'm ready for Nickelodeon night.
Oh, all right. There we go. There we go.
Did you bring your own slime?
All right. I was duly noted.
Well, I just want to ask a couple quick questions. First off,
Take it easy. It's a Saturday.
yeah, no, I got
All
you.
right.
Saturday morning, essentially, for
All right.
me.
I'm sure it is, AJ.
Hey, when you work late, you work late. So coming into this season, we saw a couple changes between the new food options on the concourse and on the club level, the new LED lighting. Is there anything that we can expect then? Because we're, like you said, a month away from the end of the season, but we're always progressing. We're always going forward. And I don't know if it's you or if it's somebody else. I can't thank whoever is replacing some of the seating because, wow, much more comfortable. But is there something special that we can look forward to next season besides lighting? I mean, when do we all get, like, individual seat phone chargers next to the beer cup holders?
One season at a time, AJ.
Well,
One
that's
season
all
at
I'm
a
looking
time.
for.
What you can look forward to is the new lighting system. Yes, it makes the arena and the bowl look a lot better, both in person and on television. We spent about $1 million on that over the summer. The lighting we had was very good, but it was a bit antiquated. It was still the original lighting from 1993. So we made a huge upgrade there. The game looks better on TV, looks better in person, but there's more we can do with our game presentation as a result of that new system, and you'll see some of that during the playoffs. So there's a teaser for the first round. We've been playing and experimenting with different things during the course of the year. You see the lights go down during the intermission or during the anthems or whatever the case may be, but we're looking to have a robust game presentation during the playoffs.
And
How's that? I'm not going any further than that.
okay, well,
right.
see, I was going to say,
But the food options, one thing on the food, we send out a lot of surveys, whether you're a Shark Pack holder, a season ticket holder, individual game ticket. We send out surveys all the time. Please answer them because your responses matter. You answer them? Yeah, thank you. Your thank you very much. Your responses matter because one of the ongoing concerns. I'm filibustering for a reason. One of the ongoing concerns that you expressed to us was our food and beverage options had to get better and more varied. And we're working with Brian Toscano. Many of you may know Brian. He runs Aramark. He's a GM here for Aramark. Done a tremendous job in creating more creativity, bringing in different diversity of food, that sort of thing. So we appreciate the feedback there, but keep it coming. If it's not food and beverage, maybe there's something else that's concerning you, or maybe there's something that you like that we should keep on doing. So the surveys are very important because some of the improvements you've seen are a direct result of those surveys.
Well,
Countdown before warm up begins. Like the lights flash before warm up and
Right.
oh, it's kind of like a
Right.
play.
Before the players come on? Yeah. That's the type of stuff we're doing, yeah.
Well, and would I'm assuming that a part of that feedback and everything is what was a direct correlation with having the women's only kiosk or shopping center on the concourse?
Absolutely. Feedback there, too, as well. We needed to add more clothing for women, women-specific clothing, and we have that kiosk near, what, section 116, 120?
Sure.
120, thank you. Thank you. In fact, my wife shopped in it today. Yeah. And so, yeah, that was direct feedback to what our fans wanted. We needed that. We also recognize our store is as large as it could be. So we need to be more creative in having different types of merchandise in different parts of the arena. And the women's kiosk is one step in that direction. So thanks for your feedback there, too. It definitely made a difference. And that was more of immediate change. That was some concern earlier in the year. We jumped on it mid-season. Here we are about a month in, or last month or so, we've had the women's store there.
This is actually just something that just popped into my head.
Oh, now I'm scared.
Yeah, no.
Now I'm scared.
Well, no, having the women's kiosk for Sharks games has obviously the CUDA. It's very much driven towards the younger generation, bring them up, get them into hockey, and it's obviously at a friendlier price point. Have you considered doing, when CUDA games are happening, maybe a section that's more kid-driven? Maybe maybe the shelves are a little lower, but obviously things that are driven more a little bit towards finding that younger fan.
You know, we also have a new general manager of the store, Ian Meek. He started with us in October, and he works for Fanatics, and he's bringing a lot of creativity there as well. And we have to find the right balance between Sharks, Barracuda, children, women, men, whatever the case may be, jerseys, those sort of things. But yeah, it's a work in progress, and probably there are different setups we can do. We look at the numbers very carefully, who's buying what's popular. And remember, if there's a fan who's coming to maybe 3 to 5 games, they're looking at probably a jersey, whereas you're here at every game, you're looking probably at more detail. So, and you know, we have to cater to everybody.
And what drove you to, I've noticed over a couple of games ago that now the Shark store is starting to feature more, trying to think of the right words, but now there's kind of like a collectible section or merchandise area, that whether it's like a game-used helmet, there's game-used pucks, where there's a whole display now.
It's all feedback. Feedback of what's selling, feedback from you, what's hot, and just trying different things and experimenting. We think there's the more you experiment, you see what works, what doesn't work, what may work on a Saturday night, may not work on a Tuesday night. So it's all a factor of listening to feedback, experimenting, making changes on the fly, and seeing what sticks. So
awesome.
So your feedback matters. Thank you.
This would just be my final question. This is really a
Hear
personal
that? His
thing.
final question.
Final question.
His final
Just
question.
a personal thing.
He's been good so far.
I think so. Just a personal thing. We saw the promotion last year with Gordon Biersch with the Chum Beer. This year we saw Claude DeChance with the what is it? Vintage 408.
Vintage 408.
I always want to call it Finteractive, but I blame that on you. But Vintage 408. Are you looking at some other interesting kind of promotion that's of the alcoholic beverage variety going forward?
This is clearly a personal question.
Well,
right,
it
AJ?
is. It is, because I was a big fan of Chum, and I'm a big fan of the Vintage 408 wine, actually, to be honest.
You know, you're focusing on the alcohol, the beer, and the wine. But seriously, we try to work with our corporate partners and to use the arena, to use our logo in creative ways that help them sell their product. the BMW Lounge is most high-profile example. We have 2 BMWs on the club level to sell their product, and that's not alcohol related. So we're looking for different ways to work with our partners to make sure they have platforms where people can test their products, sell their products, and the like. You look at Kaiser and all the stuff they do with kids and health and safety. That connects with their customers as well. So we try to do many different things. You know, we have to and have been. We have been very creative in working with our partners. And if there's a partner that's out there, comes in, has a creative idea that kind of works for us, or we bring an idea to them based upon what they're trying to achieve, we're going to do it.
All right. 3 more questions just popped in. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Does anyone here have any questions?
Yes. Go ahead, Nick.
I'm from out of state, and I don't drink.
All right. Nick is from out of state, does not drink.
And so to purchase a souvenir mug, I have to either have beer in it or just purchase the mug.
You can't just get a Pepsi?
Yeah, yeah. I'll take one for the team on that, but yeah, I think he's correct. Where like the souvenir cups for sodas are different than the ones for beer.
Thank you. I'll make a note of that. Thank you. That's a good one. Thank you.
Laurel, did you have something? No, I thought I saw another hand over here. Oh, way in the back.
Hi. Good. How are you?
So two-parter.
Uh-oh.
One is on overall arena upgrades. Is there any, and this is actually personal to me, and probably to a lot of people here, any plans of maybe upgrading the restrooms a little more? They're, kind of dated, except for the hand towel thingy that came in this year. Yay, but, that would be a nice kind of a facilities-based question. The new seats, by the way, yes, where I sit, are very comfy. Thank you. And any plans, I know you're talking about the Aramark guy, but to bring in more local guys, like Nick the Greek is awesome, but more kind of local cuisines that, you can get like maybe for street food or something else, kind of like a thing.
Yeah.
Well, look.
I'm the food and beverage sucks person, so.
Let me.
Oh, you are?
For the
It's all been very
for the people watching, the question was being about upgrading the bathrooms and bringing in more local food and beverage options.
The food and beverage, Brian is very focused on bringing local brands and flavors into the arena. So he doesn't view it as competition with Aramark. He's going out and reaching out to local restaurants to see if they want to come in. Every year there's a turnover of some sort with the concession stands, and you'll see different flavors next year with an emphasis on local. We're definitely working on that. Nick the Greek was one. Organic Chicken Coop this year was another. There were a few others this year that are escaping me at the moment. Conjo Burger, thank you very much. Yeah, Conjo Burger is very popular downstairs. We're also on the club level. We have a launch test kitchen outside of section 116 in the North Club, where for a month we try a new brand there. So for the month of February we had Beach Hut Deli in there for the month where you can test it and say, hey, if it goes well, maybe they come in next year, that type of thing. So we're experimenting, and Brian's good in creating opportunities for local brands. We did a survey or did some research, I should say, last year on food and beverage, and there was a strong demand for fusion and for local brands in the SAP Center. So we're working on that.
Okay. One came in through the chat, and this is actually that's a great reminder. I believe Rocket had something to do with this one. What about coffee, hot chocolate, something along those lines? Hockey is, as you know, a winter sport, and I will say there has been a few times where I've rolled into the tank and it's like 40 degrees outside, and it's like, boy, a coffee would really hit the spot leaving here. It would really hit the spot showing up here. Is the idea of Pete's or Starbucks or any type of a coffee company, something along those lines.
Honey, did you ask AJ about this?
Oh, are you a coffee drinker as well? Yes. Yeah, Irish coffee is fine as well. Something, a warm drink is what we're looking for.
Yeah. Timmy Hortons, Dunkin'. All right, we've had discussions with Dunkin', but it becomes an issue of just simply supply demand, right? And that plays a factor in this. What is the majority of the fans looking for, and what options you have? Like, you created a beer garden this year outside of section 128, I think, at the club level, right?
Yep. No, and I believe that has about 14 different rotating taps.
Yeah, and there's a demand for that we weren't hitting. So yes, could we have more coffee, tea, hot chocolate? The answer is yes. What are you going to replace it with, right? I mean, who's coming out, and how does that affect the supply-demand equation?
Is it a case of, because I know that there's a couple among the concourse area that are somewhat duplicitous, whether it's Philly cheesesteak on this side, Philly cheesesteak on that side. Perhaps you can take one away and put in a coffee section or something along those lines.
The issue comes down to numbers in terms of what are people buying, where's the demand. So you may not like the cheesesteak, which is fine.
No, I actually love it. I do. I love the cheesesteak here.
Do you try one on each end each game?
Absolutely.
All comes down to supply, demand, what's selling, what's not selling. I assure you, if something's not selling, we're going to move it out. And again, we look for the feedback from the customers. And I think over the last 18 months, we've been pretty good at responding. Mm-hmm. So I assure you, if there's a demand for more hot chocolate, tea, coffee, whatever, you'll see more of it if the demand justifies it.
Awesome.
Oh, bathrooms. I didn't answer the question on the bathrooms. We're looking at everything. The building's in tremendous shape, 1993. You start widening the bathrooms or then you're cutting into other areas as well. Something that we are looking at, though.
Anything else? Jer?
Yeah, John, thanks for coming. We all appreciate it. I come up here a lot when I'm on business from San Diego. I'm a huge Sharks fan. And one of the things that I enjoy when I come up here is I always get the Sharks magazine. And I can't quite justify being a season ticket holder. So I was wondering if it's possible maybe to make that available for those of us who are out of town and fervent Sharks fans as a subscription. I'd even pay for it as that. So I always enjoy that because I like to read the articles in it. So just an idea.
That's a very good idea.
I
very
like
good
that idea of a subscription.
Or the other idea is making it digital.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Thank you for your support, by the way, from San Diego. Thank you.
No, I
Very
love
nice.
the idea of being able to subscribe to the Sharks magazine.
So my name is Skylar. I'm from the East Bay. I'm sure several of us also commute too. I'm wondering what the Sharks are doing with the city of San Jose to maybe make parking and getting to the game easier, especially when you're leaving with all the crowds and easing foot traffic.
Well, traffic generally in the area is an issue. We've been living in the Bay Area for the last 8 years, and it's gotten progressively more challenging. And I think, in part, some of the reasons why you see lower attendance on weekdays is tied to traffic. If you look at it, we had 2 consecutive home games in January, a Saturday night against Ottawa, which sold out handsomely. And then we had a Tuesday against Pittsburgh, which you think Sidney Crosby would be a draw in our history with the Penguins, and we didn't come close to a sellout. And I think part of the reason is traffic. And what we are doing, there is a lot of construction going on in San Jose. We have BART coming. We have Google. We are speaking with Google regularly to try to find solutions as to, as they develop, how can we make the parking ecosystem, the transportation ecosystem, not just parking, but transportation generally, more efficient for our guests. The single biggest operational success of the arena for the last 26 years has been the ability to get into and out of the arena quickly with your car. We want to maintain that, and so we're working with the city, with Google, to try to find solutions there. It's more of a long-term issue than there's no short-term fix, right? But we do recognize that that commuting is a challenge. Where in the East Bay? Fremont. Yeah, that's not that far away, and it's a challenge. Where's Puckeye?
So, yeah,
that's worse.
So, Ottawa was a sellout. Pittsburgh was not. So clearly, for the Penguins, the time was not nigh. Jessica.
So that's personal to me because I do identify as Mexican American. And one of to include more Spanish music, because I guarantee that a lot of people do go, especially for like the Jersey, because it's like Dia de los Muertos theme. So it would just be like a good nod to be like, hey, we recognize that you guys are fans and that you guys are coming out.
Very good point. Very good point. Thank you very much.
Jessica asks about reaching more out to the Hispanic community of the area. No, I just want to make sure that the people watching know what the questions are.
Very good. Thank you for that. We are working on perhaps having our games broadcast on the radio in Spanish. We're very close to announcing something on that. So, but duly noted.
In other words, we're looking at Ruzanowski going, go! Okay, I don't want to dominate any more of your time. We didn't even expect you to do this, so thank you so much.
Well, you asked me to come, but I didn't bring the wine.
That's all right. No, I'm bringing it this time. Next time.
The
minor. No. I'm bringing it next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Who's staying for the CUDA game? All right.
So we're going to... Well, let's change things out here. I've clearly been here far too long. Let's get Kevin Lacey and Eric up here to talk some Barracuda.
Well, somebody
and
wants
I'm Kevin Lacey, and I get to follow John Tortora. So yowza!
Watch out!
Thank you for the hashtag. I believe we got giveaways here. They're throwing out.
They're throwing pucks at people. Let's make sure we're. I'm just glad that they're sponge.
I was gonna say I've already been hit in the head by a puck this season, so
I'll protect you, Kevin.
Yeah, send them that way.
While that's happening, again, 6 p.m. the Barracuda take on the Bakersfield Condors here at the Tank.
And definitely 6 p.m. because I know some people on the Sharks plus SAP Center app, it says 5 p.m. So if you're watching and you are going to attend the Barracuda game, it's 6 p.m. So you still have some time to watch the rest of our show. And please subscribe.
Yeah. So let's talk about Barracuda really quick.
Absolutely.
They've been having a little bit of a rough time lately.
Yeah.
And
facing Bakersfield like every night is not easy for the Barracuda. Yeah, boo Bakersfield. Sorry, race fan rocks if you're watching. But yeah, the Bakersfield Condors, after their 19-game winning streak, really have a stranglehold right now on the Pacific Division. The Barracuda, JT mentioned earlier that it's a good thing that the Barracuda banked some points at the beginning of the season, because right now they're tied for second with San Diego and another loss, and they're just going to keep – they're still definitely in playoff contention. No worry about that, but they do need to right the ship because they've given up 8 goals 3 times in the last 3 weeks, and right now defense and goaltending was everything the first half of the season. The goaltending's still there, believe it or not. Bibeau and Coronash are still like standing on their heads night after night. But if you were at the game on Wednesday, Antoine Bibeau hung out to dry by the defense, threw his gear, yard sale on the bench, threw his gear, running down the tunnel, just super angry. And he has the right to be. They have not played well. So tonight's a big game.
Yeah, it's a big one indeed. And you mentioned the goaltending. I mean, Coronash has been fantastic. Bibeau's also been pretty well this year too. Is it just scoring then?
Well,
or is it just playing better defensively?
On Wednesday they lost 8-4. So there are some. I think what it is in the American Hockey League you're going to have a lot of first-year players, second-year players, and whatnot. And this is the most hockey that these kids have ever played in 1 year. So they're reaching this point where they're getting tired, getting worn out. Playoffs can't come soon enough for this team because they'll be reinvigorated, but they got to get there first. Right now, I do have some stats. Like Jaden Hobgawaks has no goals in his last 16 games, and he was -4 on Wednesday. I will see if he's even in the lineup tonight. Francis Perron, the All-Star, 2 goals in his last 22 games. Where's the scoring gone? Jeff Viel, who was a premier power forward the first 2 months of the season or so, he's not hitting anybody. He's not fighting anybody. He has no goals in his last 14 and 1 in his last 27. So guys like them, I mean, Viel's a rookie. Hobgawaks is a rookie. Perron's a third-year pro. By now, the scoring needs to come.
So it's a matter of time. And I know AG also likes Alex True as well.
Alex True is carrying this. Alex True, Jacob Middleton, and the goaltending are carrying this team right now. Yeah.
So it'll be an interesting one here for at 6 p.m. Cuda and Condors. In this sense, because you've played the team so many times lately, one, it's like a playoff series.
Yeah.
Two, do you kind of know the tendencies of, well, in this case, Jay Woodcroft and the Condors?
You would definitely hope so. Roy Sommer has changed up the lines each of the last 3 games, I believe, 2 against Bakersfield and the one, I believe, against Ontario before that. And at some point, you have to just stick with something and hope it starts working. And then change it up, obviously, if it doesn't. But I think maybe the lineup mixing is happening too much so that they're not getting any kind of familiarity with their opponents or with themselves, because he's just trying to find something that works.
And you just hope something clicks, and they're expecting a huge crowd on hand.
Huge crowd. Last
intermission.
Thanks, Eric. Yeah, last year the Nickelodeon game drew 8,006 fans, and their sellout, I believe, typically is 6,123. So what I've heard, I talked with VP John Gustafson of the Barracuda earlier today, and he said 7,000 plus already sold. So again, if you're watching at home, get out here as fast as you can.
Seriously.
As soon as we go off the air later on, turn that computer off, head down here, get your bobbleheads early. They're pretty sweet bobbleheads, by the way.
If you haven't seen them, they're pretty sweet. So
From the chat, Vince wants to know how Dolan, Ulf's kid, has looked so far.
Oh, great question.
Great question, Vince. Pretty invisible, unfortunately. A big knack on Jonathan Dolan when he was with Utica in Vancouver's system is that he wants to be in the NHL right now. And he didn't prove it in Utica. And so far, I think he's played okay. But for being a high second-round pick that Dolan was, I believe, in 2016, he is a rookie. Again, mentioned it about the first-year players and going through, lulls in the season. But if he wants to be an NHLer, he is going to have to step up his game. So he's got 4 assists, I believe, in 4 games, but he's not really been noticeable.
2016 second-round pick from Ottawa.
5 points in 4 games.
Possibly. But really, he's been a non-factor, and I really have high hopes for him. He's a guy I wanted the Sharks to draft. So, and I loved Ulf's kid. That was my first favorite player.
10 and
Sharks,
2.
or Ulf,
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Look forward to the Barracuda outdoor game.
Yeah.
Let's
At
hope
Spartan Stadium.
I was going to say, is that going to be played next to the Hilton or the Plaza?
let's hope it's not raining like the Bakersfield one a couple of years ago.
That's right, the Bakersfield one.
Oh, that was a bad one. But Kevin, thank you as always.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
He's what we have our
Thank you, guys.
CUDA, our guy for the CUDA, Kevin Lacey.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. I really love when y'all say hi to me. And what was that? Yeah, at this point, what they're saying is it's time to get off the air, so...
All right. So, Alex, come on up here really quick. We're getting the whole crew in here today, and it's time for the NHL wrap-around. I didn't hear that. I heard wrap-around, so... It's wrap-around.
Just give up at this point.
I'm not. No, I will not give this up. No, never. Al, bud, how are you? Good to see you, man.
Pretty good, man.
Good to have you on here. So we'll go over some of the
Are games even being played at the moment?
There are some being played at the moment as we speak. Currently, no score between the Leafs and the Oilers. That's midway through the first. Ottawa and Boston, nothing there. Tampa Bay is on the board. 1-0 with the Red Wings. Ryan McDonough already getting scored on or scoring for.
Islanders over the Flyers.
Yep.
So I just wonder how good the Flyers are going to, or the Islanders are going to be in the playoffs. That's the question right now. I think they're going to be really good, but when they get into the playoffs, that goaltending can be a real situation right now.
Very interesting, and it'll be interesting to see with Greiss, former Shark Thomas Greiss, how that comes about.
Yeah, I think he's been a really good year so far, but this is the most starts he's had this season, so fatigue might set in.
Yeah, and 2 teams that are struggling right now: the Devils and the Rangers. No score after 1 period. talk about a team that's struggling. Columbus, my goodness.
They went all in on the trade deadline, and it's not working out. And, they won't win the first round. They won't even make it to the round at this point.
Yeah, and it's a tough one.
How many times do I have to say good things do not happen to torts? Torts cannot have nice things. Or Ohio.
Wow.
Or New York.
Oh. 1-0 Blue Jackets right now, believe it or not. Boone Jenner with his 12th over Pittsburgh.
Come on, Penguins, win. We need you for that one.
If you guys do have a drink here at 5 p.m., it's the Kings and the Desert Dogs. Carolina and Nashville at 5. Blackhawks and Stars at 5. Look, Blackhawks. They're on the outside looking in. Maybe.
I think they had a good run, but at this point, not enough time to make a playoff run and not enough youth to make much room.
Yes. And Vegas at 7 p.m. taking on Vancouver.
Why do you always do that? We know you love it, but everyone hates it.
But you know what? You know what's what's the funny thing is Vancouver. I thought was going to make a run for the playoffs. They kind of slowed down, but we hope they can slow down the Knights there. Avalanche shut out the Sabres 3-0, so no Pominville there. Damn it. McKinnon, Rantanen, and Bork. Colorado, maybe.
Goaltending is still a situation. I think they have a solid first two lines, but nothing really third and fourth.
Yeah, he's out, so that's going to be a tough part there. So, all righty. Well, Al?
Keep it short. Keep it clean.
Well, yes, thank you for keeping it clean, for sure. Thank you very much. And Miss Rocket Backhander. Rocket. Come here. Eat the mic, he says. Hi, dear. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, good.
All right.
So, with the Sharks winning, that means there are a number of things to change now that if the playoffs were to start tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'll let you have at it.
All right. I'm not sure I'm going to do this pretty good, but I'm going to try. So, if the playoffs started tomorrow, your Western Conference San Jose Sharks would take on the Minnesota Wild. The Calgary Flames would take on the Vegas Golden Knights. And the Winnipeg Jets would beat the crap out of the Dallas Stars.
Go INN.
And then lastly, you'd have the Nashville Predators giving the St. Louis Blues some cat scratch fever. All right, so over in the Eastern Conference. Okay, there.
Okay.
I still need the music for that.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. He's a smart one. Tampa Bay does dirty things to Montreal in French. The Boston Bruins take the Toronto Maple Leafs out back in a dark alley, and neither one of them are ever seen from again. Your current reigning Stanley Cup champions, the Washington Capitals, take on the bunch of jerks, Carolina Hurricanes. I kind of want Carolina to win that one. Yeah. All right, and finally, number one in the Metro, New York Isles, take on the Penguins.
We don't need you.
I'm looking forward to that. If the playoffs started tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah.
Give it up for Rocket Backhander.
On the chat, parlez-vous backhander?
C'est soi?
All right, Rock. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. All right. So with that, I think we need to wrap it up. In case you missed anything or you want to watch this again, check us out on tealtownusa.com or your favorite podcatcher, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, you name it. Wait, don't end it.
We have a special award for you, Puck Guy here. I found this in my garage. I know you like souvenirs.
Sit down.
There we go.
Present it.
I know Puck Guy loves souvenirs. So I found this when I was cleaning my garage, and there we go. A souvenir just for you.
What is that?
That's right. It's 1,000 more hours of AOL 6.0.
That's a lot of AOL, buddy.
Yep. That should get you through at least a few shows. So there you go.
The Laurel saying it set off the metal detector when she was going through the metal detectors here at the game tonight.
I really wish I could have known what was going through the person's head when they saw that. Like, what?
Right, and that's the scary part.
Do you travel in time from the 90s or something?
Right, time travel all over the place. But to all of you, thank you very much. And for all of you who don't know what this is, don't worry about it. Just notice my internet there. So this has been a fun experience. We've done this.
Say we do this again next year.
Can't wait to do this again next year. And
Hopefully against the Canucks. Oh, listen to the groaning.
And you know what the funny thing is, AJ, we know somebody who has an in, so we can have Shorthouse as a special guest after the game.
We have to have a short house off.
Yes.
Okay, who says let's go for Vancouver next season? Yeah. Or who says we try to make this when the Oilers play so we can get Drew Remender here? Bye-bye.
Oh,
Hey.
too bad.
I won't mind Remenda. I won't mind Remenda at all. But as long as he wears a turtleneck and we have our turtleneck battle with Kevin and Drew. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So
We also have breaking bobblehead.
yes. Can I see one of those?
Yeah, can we get
Yes, before we get out of here, take a look. If you're one of the first 4,000 coming in, and everybody in the audience is getting one of these right now, there it is, the Shimmick and Hurdle bobblehead. Those are totally tubular radical, bro. Just makes me want to go get some pizza in there. So, Chris, final thoughts, and where the people can find. Oh, what? Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yes, Nick Nefteppitz.
Can we all be on footage when you end it with keep it real till?
Oh, I'm sure we can make that.
Can you swerve the camera around, AJ?
Yeah, we'll just.
There you go, with sticks.
Oh, with sticks. Now, with hockey sticks. There you go. Shimmick and Hurdle right there.
Fancy.
So while AJ gets that set up here, as everybody gets. Well, okay, whatever.
We have high-tech equipment here. Come on.
Yes. So, Chris, your final thoughts on where the people can find you.
All right, everybody.
Everybody say hi. So, final thoughts for the day. I did not say night. Sharks are starting to roll, and it's as long as Jones is playing well, I think they have a real shot. That's really the big wild card for me, and fingers crossed. And I'll hand it back to you and finish up.
Chris, thank you. To all of our staff that's in here, AJ, Kevin, Rocket, Al, those who weren't here today, Ian.
JT.
JT, of course, he's an honorary member now, I think. Hockey Jerk, Landy in San Diego, patiently making sure that, if everything went to dry, he was doing a show solo today.
You would have gotten here, except the dry cleaning didn't show
Oh,
up.
boy.
Bum bum.
But make no mistake, my face does not look like his laundry anymore. So, all right. With that, we'll be back with you on Monday following Sharks and Minnesota. And there we go. And then the next night in Winnipeg, my gosh, I'm going to be flustered. We're playing Minnie and Winnie at the same time. So we thank you for watching. And as we get out of here, AJ?
I got nothing for you.
I was going to say, turn it around. It's when Oh. Well, until then, I thank you all for coming out. Appreciate it. Tell all your friends. Smash that subscribe button.
We'll do it one more time.
There you go. Smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the bell, make sure you're notified there. And until then, keep it real.
Keep it Teal. Keep it real, Teal.
We'll see you Monday. Have a great one.